go. Okay. Start off with obviously the first half. Such a huge emphasis on starting fast. Just execution-wise offensively. I thought defensively, it took us a second to tighten down. Trying to find ways to make sure we start fast. Without changing just a ton. So adamant about our process, just continuing to build on what we do, how we do it, and doing it at an elite clip. So we just got to continue to find ways to start fast. Obviously, the second half, at halftime, the challenge was to get off the field with the first drive defensively and then go punch it in. Felt like we adjusted really well in the run game. And obviously, the 4 turnovers defensively were so big with Paco, with the pick 6, with Mac fumble pick up for a touchdown, for Gaskin getting a pick, and then Bernard Gooden. I think Mac forced it. That was really impressive. Rushed the ball. I felt like throwing it early. It took us a second to get Bryce in rhythm. I thought he obviously started off with the interception. I'm not sure, just didn't see it, wasn't seeing it. But I felt like he settled in. 5 yards on the ground is a lot. Being able to go finish the game and hang on to the ball most of the fourth quarter. I thought Izzy came in, did a good job operating the 4-minute offense there at the end. So proud of that. 5 sacks. It's what we needed to do. We talked going into the game. We got to stop the run game. I thought they've gotten so much better, and a lot of credit to Biff and that staff. They've gotten so much better. I felt like a year ago we played them the last game of the year. We got the worst version of them. You watch them throughout the season, and they've had a gritty, tough schedule similar to us with who they played early with Indiana, North Carolina, and then Navy and Tulane and Memphis, and dudes came out to play. I think Biff's doing a really good job of building. I think probably some similarities in terms of what they're trying to do, but I got a ton of respect for him and just his approach, and he's so player driven and cares about the players in such a big way. I told him that after the game. I got a ton of respect for him and how they play, but we went into it knowing we had to stop the run. They get into 12 personnel, and they've run the ball on all those teams early in the season. Had to certainly hold up in the play action pass game. I think the quarterback is going to be a really good player. He's young. I think he's going to be really special for them. So we did at times. We didn't at times. We got a couple of defensive PIs. We were going to be really aggressive on the outside guys. And I thought we bent but didn't break there defensively. And then offensively, we knew we wanted to run the ball. They've gotten so much better up front. We tested it on the perimeter a little bit, but we felt like we had a rhythm running the ball and thought we did a good job both in open sets and closed sets and did a really good job in the red zone finishing drives. So second half as complete as you can have. First half, still kind of fumble around a little bit, and we got to continue to plug to start fast. Questions?
With the way this game evolved, people might not even remember this, but you were trailing 10-7, you had a third down. You called a little shovel pass to Naquan that he broke. It looked like it was the perfect situation, and then he scored. I mean, do you recall that setup and why you called that play?
Yeah, I mean, it's, we spend so much time on third down, and that's that third 2 to 3 where I'd like to be able to line up and pound it. That play is set up to have an option there to either shovel it or continue to roll. Bryce made a really, really good decision. And I go back to Bryce. I thought Bryce's decision-making was really good. The run game, I don't know if people realize the run game, it ain't just line up and hand the ball off. There's so much that goes into it. For us, it depends how you look at it. But it was certainly a really, really good decision to stretch it out, get it shoveled underneath. We felt like that was the way to go there into the pressure picture.
Your inside run game was probably the best it's looked this year in terms of being able to run in the gaps and not have to bounce everything outside and get big plays. Is that something you expected going into the game, or is that just a function of how the O-line was blocking or how they were defending?
Yeah, I actually thought, we started off and really were kind of focused on the outside zone game, and we thought if we can kind of go east and west early in the game, we would be able to loosen those guys up inside, and they presented pictures where, you could see in too high we knew we had an extra hat in there, and I thought having Zane Herring back was huge. But I thought those guys did a really good job of opening the crease. I thought the tight ends, I said it in the locker room, I thought that's been such a big point of emphasis for us, the tight ends in the run game. I thought they did a really good job on some of the zone insert stuff. I thought they did a good job on the counter stuff. And really the outside zone, we kind of kept going back and forth to it. I thought it was really solid, but I thought the O-line did a good job. Tight ends did a good job. The backs continued to push and create, and Bryce pulled it when he had to. He had a couple of really big deals there on a couple quarterback draws, where he took care of the ball and did a good job converting. Proud of the whole crew in that regard. Yes, sir.
Obviously, when you separated a little bit, the defense really started hunting. To speak about and so many guys, not just one, all over the map, create havoc, taking the ball away.
Yeah, we started the game and really tried to kind of bottle it all up rather than blitz a ton. And I think for T.O. that's always an interesting approach. But again, you get into 12 personnel, you create extra gaps. When you start pressuring, you got a chance to be out of gaps. And I thought we did a good job of kind of picking and choosing. We got gassed on the long inside run. We were in cover 2, and we were obviously short in the box, and they did a good job of gassing one up the middle. And I thought after that, we felt comfortable heating it up a little bit, and felt like, man, we were in the gaps and we were gap sound to where nothing crazy was going to happen. And such a momentum game defensively where you start getting some negatives, and then you get them behind the chains, and then they got to throw the ball. And I think that's where we've excelled all year in terms of being able to get pressure when you're in must-throw situations, and we were able to get home.
Go ahead.
You've been getting the explosives tonight, and having some of that success will loosen things up and give the guys a little more confidence playing. I know it's been at times a little bit of a slog to get offense rolling. We feel like just seeing everything working has a positive net effect on offense.
I think anytime you have success, there's positive things that come out of it. I think for us, the confidence part comes from putting in a week's work where you feel like going into a game you've got confidence. All I've ever preached is confidence comes through preparation, and I don't know that we've gone into when you don't execute, it kind of feels like, man, why is it not working? And I continue to go back to, is your process right enough? And by process, I mean the preparation, the lead up to the game, from Sunday to Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday to Friday. And I think in this day and age of college football, I think our job as coaches is that. Can you keep them focused and locked in on the fine detail it takes to go execute? And whether you're playing a really good team or not, if you can go execute at a high clip, obviously offensively, defensively, special teams is designed to work as long as you execute at a high clip. And do we have confidence? Yeah, but I think it's week to week. It's so week to week right now where every opponent is different, everything that's presented is different, and to be able to maintain focus on what's really important, which is our day-to-day process.
So I know you celebrate for 24 hours or less, but you do come on the road, you put 59 up, you take the ball away on defense. I mean, is this just from a all-encompassing, is this really satisfying for this team to put something like this on the field?
I certainly think so. You wanted to get that feeling back after last week. I felt like we left so much out there a week ago from an execution standpoint. And I said it after the game. I felt like the effort was really good. I felt like from an execution standpoint, it wasn't. The first half today was back and forth execution-wise. Felt like in the second half it was. You want to, obviously, it's certainly way better to coach after a win. But I just told the guys in the locker room, man, there's so much still to clean up, and we're going to continue to build. And part of that building is us taking coaching after a win. I think that's probably the hardest thing to do is to say, man, I know we created 4 turnovers on defense, but this is where we left it out there. I know we, rushed for a bunch of yards on offense, but this is where we left it out there. And you're going to take what the defense gives you. Obviously, you want to throw the ball better offensively. You want to not give up any long passes on defense. So there's so much to coach, and I just told the guys, you got to remain humble through the coaching. You got to remain humble through all of it, because the second you think you're really good, you're going to get humbled. And that's the greatest thing about this game is it humbles you really, really quickly. And so we got to enjoy it tonight, and then tomorrow come in and challenge our guys to go play at home against Tulsa coming in, and we got to go finish really, really strong.
This is your 3rd road win. Is that a point of pride for you that, hard to do? You've done it 3 times, and maybe you got a chance to get another one before it's all said and done, but you've been, for the most part, pretty good on the road.
Yeah, I guess I want to win them at home and on the road. And on the road. I kind of like going on the road. It's like less people and less distractions, and I feel like it's the 82 guys we traveled, it's our staff, and it's just us, and you got them, and you try to create the same environment at home, but I feel like there's less distractions. I don't know, it's kind of crazy. We got to go win some games at home, gosh darn it.
Most road wins since 2017. Leo, go ahead. Questions online, Leo.
Coach, that seemed like the first game that Archie felt comfortable being part of the running game. You talk about how hard it is to read and everything. It seemed like he was really comfortable today with pulling the ball and running it himself. Would that be a correct statement?
I thought he did a good job. I thought, to be honest with you, I thought a week ago he did a really good job in the run game decisions as well. But certainly I thought he felt comfortable. Yes, sir.
Coach, second question. Thank you for your time again. Defense got off the field. 5-14 on 3rd down. That's a big part of winning, isn't it?
Huge. Yeah, our standard going into the game was 28% or better and create 3 turnovers. I think both of those things were absolutely huge. If I've got it right, 5 of 14 on 3rd down. They were 1 of 1 on 4th. But got off the field and I guess right around 30% and created the turnovers, which were huge.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Kobe, go ahead. Kobe, you have your hand raised. Go ahead, you have a question.
Kobe's probably having a great night watching